Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Embracing Your Essence on Lilydale Radio. I am Colleen Vanderzyden, the host of the show, and tonight I am going to be giving some mini soul readings, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what it means to live as your soul, to live as your true self. We are going to talk about that tonight. So as you are logging in, I am just going to chat away with the details of everything you need to know. So this is a Lilydale Assembly radio show, podcast, and the official Lilydale Assembly Facebook page is Lilydale Assembly Incorporated. LilydaleAssembly.org is the website, and my Facebook page is Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. I changed the name of my page today, and I'm probably going to say the wrong thing all night, but it's now called Medium and Empowerment Coach with my name. And my official website is ColleenVanderzyden.com. So I want to thank you all for joining me, and as you are joining in, do say hello. I'm very excited about tonight's show because we are going to do some mini soul readings. Usually some color readings go along with that sometimes. We're also going to, if you have some issues, something going on that you want to talk about, get some intuitive guidance, we can do that. You do need to be on my Facebook page here, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. I'm going to practice saying it all night. You do need to be on my page so I can see your comments. Otherwise, I cannot see them, nor so I can't respond to them, of course, right? So hi, Tammy. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Mel. And I saw somebody else. Dale. There's Dale. Hello. Nice to see you. So as I was saying, what else do you need to know? Oh, yes. Right. I am a registered medium here at Lilydale. I am the author of this book, Courageously You, Magical Mind Games to Get Unstuck and Reignite Your Joy. And I should talk slower this evening. And I do a lot of teaching, etc., all over the place. Hi, Martin and Hillary. Nice to see you. And I think that's about it. So, hi, Shayna. Tonight, as I said, we are going to be doing some soul readings this evening. I am actually going to start off first talking about something that is very near and dear to my heart, which is why you need to be who you really are, why you need to know who you are, and because this is the key to living purposefully with more joy. And then we will have fun with the soul readings. Now, I wanted to do this because when we do these mini soul readings tonight, we're going to talk about who you are at the soul level, right? There's certain qualities that I will pick up for you and talk to you about it and see whatever else comes in that my guide wants to share. And we are going to, I want you to understand that it's not just, like fluffy stuff, okay? It's important. Like whatever I say to you is important. I have a guide that works with me. And so I really want to help you understand that the information I give you is to help you become your true self, to help you live in your truth. So I want to talk about this a little bit. The soul readings will help you see yourself differently. They can help you rebalance your self-perspective, help you reclaim your power. You can use the information I give you tonight as a guide when you're making your decisions or choices, because really, we want you to become you, your best self. So I do want to talk a little bit about, and it's not going to be long, so don't anybody panic here. I do want to talk a little bit about being our true selves and why it's important. Before I do that, I'm going to say hello to people and then get back to my ideas so I can get to these soul readings. And again, I'll remind you, if you do want a reading, and I will tell you when to ask for one, so don't ask me now. I will tell you when. If you do want a reading, you do need to be on my Facebook page, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. Look, I've done it right 3 times now. Hi, Shayna. Nice to see you, and Courtney and Jan, Lori. Hi, Greg and Ray and Josh and Jade and Dale. I said Dale already, and I'm leaving people out because it's going by so fast. Hi, Renee and Kylie. Hi, Kylie. I haven't seen you forever. And Carolyn and Debbie. Okay, so not too long. Be patient with me because this is important, okay? We are living in a strange time, and part of the reason we're living during this strange time, this consciousness shift, is for us to recognize who we really are at that soul level. And it's really easy for us to get caught up in that voice of our inner critic, right? That we're not good enough. And that voice keeps us stuck in self-doubt, fear, and worry, which can make us scared to go after our dreams and our goals, which can be especially scary to even look at ourselves and figure out who we are. Because we have this fear that the worst view we have of ourselves is actually the truth, right? That's who we are. But this isn't correct, right? It comes from that inner critic, and it is based on societal programming and conditioning. Throughout our lives, we have been taught who to be, right? We've been told who to be, how to live, what we do, what we should do, what success looks like. We've been taught to prioritize other people and to meet others' expectations. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I want you to see how we have strayed, if you will, from our truth. Because when I do the soul readings in a few minutes, I want you to start looking at yourself differently, help you see yourself as you really are, not who your inner critic says you are, not who society says you are. So I want you to start really thinking about these things. And when I give the readings to people, you might hear me say something to somebody else and you think, oh, that makes total sense to me. If it makes sense to you, take the information as well. Okay, so we have hi Sharon and Lee and Laura. Hey, how's it going? And Laura, and 2 Lauras in a row. It is chilly here, right? And Lee is from New Zealand. Ooh, nice. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so as humans, right, we have this need to fit in and belong. This is a very strong motivator. And what happens is we prioritize other people's expectations or what other people want, which causes us to disconnect from ourselves. So if you've been feeling lost or stuck, it's not your fault. Okay, it's not your fault at all. You have been programmed to prioritize other people and you've simply disconnected from your truth. So this also means we've disconnected from knowing who we really are at the soul level. We've disconnected from that, the ultimate truth. We've been so focused on the external things in our lives, what people tell us to do, what we think we should do, what our inner critic says, that we've disconnected from our own inner truth. So we've been conditioned to listen to other people's opinions rather than checking in with ourselves. It's become such a habit to keep other people happy and put our own needs aside. Sometimes we have no idea what makes us happy. And it's really interesting sometimes when people say, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what makes me happy. I don't know what my next step is. And sometimes we try to make some changes, but maybe family and friends don't agree with what we're doing for whatever reason. And they might feel like we're changing or that we're not going to be there for them. And so sometimes they'll give us this pushback, they'll push back against these changes as all we're simply trying to do is live in our truth, which is so important. So we cave to keep in. And if you ever hear yourself saying, it's not that bad, that usually means you're caving and you're meeting others' expectations and you've disconnected from yourselves. Sometimes we say we don't know what we want. We don't know what would make us feel more like ourselves. But it's actually deep down, we may really do know. We might know, but we don't want to admit what that answer is because it might hurt another person or cause a conflict or make other people upset, or we think we're not strong enough to make a big change. I had somebody say to me once, they knew what they needed to do, but they couldn't bring themselves to do it. So they kept staying where they were, suffering in a relationship, and it was just too scary for them. And for those of us who are kind, caring people, which is all of us, it can be really hard for us to make a change to live in our truth because we don't want to hurt somebody or cause a conflict or step into something where we're going to be uncomfortable for a little bit or have to go through some pain or stuff. I'm going to say hello again to some people. Hi, Claire. Hi, Paula. Hi, Michelle. So our inner critic, well, actually, back up for a second. When we don't live as our true selves, when we're trying to keep other people happy, etc., what happens is we sacrifice ourselves. Right? We sacrifice our time, we sacrifice our dreams, and we settle for much less than we deserve. And we deserve everything that our heart desires. Okay, this is a truth. Okay, this is a truth in your soul. Our inner critic likes to go into overtime, making us doubt ourselves to avoid fear or conflict or telling us we aren't worthy or whatever, which again stops us from living as our true selves, right? And remember, this inner critic comes out of societal programming, that programming conditioning, right? Our inner critic is actually trying to protect us. It's trying to keep ourselves safe so that we're not criticized by other people or judged by other people. And so what happens is we criticize and judge ourselves trying to stop ourselves from being judged or criticized by other people. It's kind of weird, right? But that's what's happening. The inner critic wants us to play it safe, not go after their dreams, because what if we fail? What if somebody judges us? Whatever, right? So we end up conforming and meeting expectations and not living in our truth. But this all makes us play small. It makes us afraid to go after our dream. It makes us afraid to go after our goals. It makes us disconnect, and we don't believe in ourselves. If you've been struggling with self-doubt, wondering if you matter, there's something going on here. We've disconnected from ourselves. And so tonight, when I start the soul readings very soon, don't worry, when I start those, you're going to really start to see yourself differently. This is why I wanted to talk about this tonight. My passion, my purpose is to help you see how amazing you are. I know sometimes people go, oh, but I'm not. Remember when I did this, when I did that? Whatever. You're human. You make mistakes. Sometimes you do things that you don't want to do. But really, at your core, who you really are, you are amazing. You are wonderful. So with this inner critic, with everything that happens around us, what happens, right, is we lose our power. So I do want to mention my freebie at the top here. It's called, what is it called? Hold on. The Empowered Path to Inner Peace. I'm in the channeling mode, so logic's not going on right now. The Empowered Path to Inner Peace. In there are all these steps to help you have inner peace even during chaos, but these steps also help you be empowered as your true self. So make sure you download that. It's in the description right up at the top of this feed. Not only does it help you have more peace during chaos, but it also helps you live as your true self. Okay? So I just wanted to mention that. Now, if you have been feeling stuck or lost, like you don't matter, like nothing you do makes a difference and you'll never have a better life, again, we've disconnected a little bit. So here's the key to getting back to yourself. It's deciding to look at yourself differently. It's deciding to let go of the story that your inner critic tells you, right? It's deciding to go, you know what? There's got to be a better way than this, right? I do want to believe in myself. I do want to trust myself. I want to do what I want to do. I want to live my own life. So we want to look at ourselves differently. And what happens is you reclaim your power. Okay, and when you reclaim your power, you live with more joy, peace, meaning, purpose, all of those words I just flippantly put out there. But can you imagine if you had more peace in your life? Can you imagine how you would feel if you had more joy in your life? It would be so amazing. So this means we have to prioritize our wants and our needs. Okay, we have to prioritize them. This doesn't mean we're selfish, okay? That doesn't mean we're a jerk, right? It means we listen to ourselves and honor what is true for us. We don't do that when we're people-pleasing, when we're meeting others' expectations, when we're sacrificing our time or ourselves for other people. We're not doing that. We need to listen to ourselves and honor our needs. Of course, we're going to take care of our children. Of course, we're going to take care of somebody if they're sick because we're kind and caring people, and that's a priority for us, right? But there are other situations where sometimes we prioritize other people and not ourselves. Just so you know, we have a stars party going. Facebook is telling me right now, and I'm supposed to challenge you to send stars in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so we are the only ones living our lives, literally, right? We are the only ones living our lives. We're the only ones who can make choices to live life the way we want to. This means we open up our mind. We stop listening to that inner critic as best we can, and we decide to look at ourselves with love and kindness and recognize we really are amazing. We really are. Okay, now sometimes it can be hard to tell, right, what's going on. But so let's say you're in a bad relationship and you don't leave it. Okay, if we don't do that, that means we're not prioritizing our mental health and we're not giving ourselves an opportunity to have a more loving life. If we're upset about a loss, grieving a person or a job, we must prioritize our emotions so we can process them in order to move forward and heal. If someone is continually taking advantage of you and you let them, okay, you let them, they're taking advantage of you, but you're letting them. That's how you got to get your power back, right? If you do that, you're not prioritizing yourself and you're not listening to yourself and you're not protecting your energy. Those are just a few examples of what prioritizing yourself and living your truth can look like. Thank you all for sending the stars. Facebook and I are very happy that you sent all the stars and we won the challenge. I don't know what it means. Maybe I get a prize or something, but thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so if you want to live as your soul, as your true self, right? Prioritizing and knowing who you are, you decide to do it. So to live as your true self, even during turmoil, you will have more peace, more joy, etc. I know it sounds so cliche, doesn't it? You're going to have more peace and joy. The thing is, you really will, because you're going to be in your power. So learning and becoming who you really are involves courage. Right? It does involve courage because you're making a change. You're standing up for yourself. You want to be you. Hence the name of my book, Courageously You, and the name of my coaching program, Courageously You, which, by the way, is coming up in January. Early bird pricing ends December 1st. So if you want to have a better life, we've got to have courage. My definition of courage is see the fear and do it anyway. What you want should be stronger in your mind, in your desire, than the fear. Do you really want to be your true self? Do you really want to have more peace, more joy, more meaning, more purpose? Do you really want to feel like you matter? If you do, have some courage. Be willing to change your mind and let go of that disempowering story that tells you you're stupid or whatever. Have the courage to listen to yourself first, and let go of listening to the other people who are telling you who to be and how to live. Except for what I'm telling you right now, because mine's very important. You need to be your true self. Very important. Thank you, Kylie, for saying my book has been helpful for you. I love my book, and I think it's very helpful myself. Tammy says, if it makes you uncomfortable, go for it. Right? Right. Because growth and courage isn't easy. Sometimes it's really not easy. So we want to have the courage to muffle that inner critic who is feeding you lies and instead listen to the wise voice of your soul, your inner self. It's courageous when you decide to step on that path of self-discovery, to take a risk, to look at yourself honestly, and then make different choices. Sometimes you do need support, right? And that's why I have my programs, my coaching programs and stuff to help people, because I have my guide who is very helpful, as you'll see very soon, is very helpful and has a lot of wise things to say. I always say much more wise than me. Okay, so when you live as your true self, your soul, your life changes. It really does. Your life changes. You have the power to be calm during chaos. You have the power to choose peace no matter what is happening around you. You have the power to let go of other people's expectations and live life the way you want to live. Wouldn't it be great that you could do whatever you want, whenever you want, and be a kind, caring person at the same time? You have the power to change your situation. You have the power to be limitless, to be free, to live the life you really want to live. You have the power to be unstuck and unstoppable. You have the power to believe you are worthy, loving, and deserving of an amazing life. I got to look at Jackie's comment. On the other side of fear is opportunity. I love that, Jackie. I love that so much, right? Opportunity. Somebody said once, there are no problems, only opportunities. Anytime I got worried about something and I thought, oh, this is a big problem, I go, ooh, what's the opportunity in it? How can I learn from this? And that's what we do. So before we're getting close, you guys, so that now, a couple things. You need to be on my page, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Empowerment Coach, okay? Okay, and I'm going to tell you what to do. Don't do anything yet. I'm going to tell you. I have the gift of being able to see people's souls. I really do. I know it sounds weird, but I can. I can see your soul. I can see your limitless potential. When I'm doing my coaching sessions, when I'm doing a radio show, when I'm even writing my newsletter, right? My guide comes in and gives me information. I'm just a channel, okay? Now, and my guide gives advice based on people's unique situations. So when we do the mini readings very, very shortly now, I see within you what quality is important in you today, what quality you need to become aware of. We each came to this earth to express certain qualities that our soul wants to express. So we come down, we're babies, we can't talk. By the time we could remember, we don't remember. So everything that happens to us in life is actually leading us back to our souls. So all of your experiences are leading you to remember the soul qualities you came here to express. So in the Courageously You course and coaching program, I help people who are feeling lost or stuck, like they don't matter, like they can't change their lives, to being intentional and empowered. It's a shortcut to you. And tonight, my guide is getting ready now, right? And we're going to have some fun in a half a second here. A soul reading is going to help you discover your truth. Just a part of your truth, right? I'm not going to give you a full-on soul reading. I do full-on soul readings for 45 minutes, but tonight is going to be a mini one. Okay, so if you want a reading, you need to be on my page. One more time, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. If you want this reading, this is what you're going to do. This is how it's going to happen. You are going to get my attention somehow in this comments. Now the comments are going to go by fast, so I might miss you. Okay, if I miss you, don't worry. You can write something again. Just don't write it a million times, okay? That drives people bananas. Okay, so what you want to do, ask me a question. Tell me something going on. Tell me something that you're struggling with. Give me something that's going to catch my attention, because if everybody just writes, I want a soul reading, I'm going to feel your energy, but if something else catches, my guide is going to go, that one, okay? My guide will let me know. So you can start now asking questions, telling me why you want a soul reading, whatever. Okay, as you do that, I'm just going to tell you, it's going to help you discover your truth. I might give you action steps to help you get into your best life more. It's going to help shift your self-perspective. And most importantly, it's going to help you strengthen your power, so you can live intentionally. I want you to live intentionally in your best life. Well, Jackie, you just set that one off right away. Jackie wants to know, what is her superpower? Ooh, see, now there's a way to catch my attention. So Jackie, your superpower, oh my gosh, what is so amazing, actually. Don't mind me when I look over here. This means my guide is here, and that's just how I connect, okay? It's all good. Okay, so hold on. I've got to scroll back up here. Jackie, you have the gift, Jackie, of connection. It is quite stunning, actually. I would expect that you're quite intuitive yourself. I would expect that you have a great deal of empathy for people, and you can tell how people are feeling. You have a superpower of being able to bring people together. You have a superpower of helping people really, actually, help to see themselves as well. Okay, you kind of do what I do, sort of, kind of, right? You have this amazing ability to see the truth in situations. And this comes because you look at things from your soul. Okay, you look at things from a much higher perspective. I understand that you have gone through a lot of stuff in life, and it hasn't always been easy, but there's something about you that has this beautiful gentleness about wanting to help other people actually feel seen. And sometimes when we help other people feel seen, sometimes we forget to look at ourselves. So make sure you look at yourself as well. You are quite the kind person. I love this, Jackie. I don't know you except for what I've just told you. And you really have that amazing gift. So as we do these, everybody, feel free to write in the comments if it makes sense to you, or you like it, or whatever, because it's always fun to see. As I'm channeling, I will not necessarily remember everything I've said. Okay, that words come through and out, and I won't remember. So thanks, Jackie. Play with that one. Okay, Lori Lynn. She says, my family and I are in disharmony over my mother's care, who's 89. How can we work together for her highest good? Part of the problem, and this is more psychic than a soul reading right now, Lori, but that's okay. Part of the problem is I understand there's somebody who is fighting against what is for her highest good, that they actually are, how can I put this politely, prioritizing their own wants and needs over hers. The thing is, your mom has been somebody who's been there for people, and she longs for having peace, okay? Being able to see her life, her perspective, what she needs now is very important. And whoever this person is who, it's really interesting. I feel such a sense of stubbornness here, like they don't want, they have an inability. It's hard for them to see somebody else's perspective. But I understand you actually have the ability to shift this. Okay, so what you want to do, very much so, is emphasizing what your mother needs all the time. So it doesn't sound like you're telling other people what to do, but that your mom would want this. And you do know what your mom would want. And because I feel like it's almost like this argument of people trying to tell each other what to do rather than focusing on what your mom really needs. So your emphasis on that is very wise, and keep doing this. Part of the reason, now I'm going to touch in with your soul for 2 seconds here. Part of the reason for this is that you also have a very caring soul. You are the kind of person who does care for other people, who does want to make sure they're okay. This is a truth, okay? This is not just because you mentioned about your mom. It's a truth. I know it is true that you are one of those people who really does care about other people. It can be tricky because sometimes we give too much, so be careful about that. But you do truly care. You are centered in love, and I also see the color green around you, and the color green to me always means heart energy and healing energy. I would suggest that you meditate maybe on the color green because that will change the energy of the situation. Okay? I will keep it on the short side tonight, you guys, because you know me. I'll go on and on and on forever and a day. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's a lot going on over here. Sorry. Let's do Michelle. She says she has big changes coming and would like to know what I need to add to make things more intentional. Okay, so Michelle, touching in with your soul here. Your soul, this is interesting. I don't know that I've ever said this to anybody. You have the gift of insight, and I don't mean, and it is connected to intuition, but I'm using the word insight more intentionally than intuition. Insight, being able to look at the root of things, being able to have wisdom in whatever situations are happening. And it is really beautiful, actually, because you allow the information to come to you. And even though we have big changes coming, they're good changes. And I know that you are working to trust that you are going to be led. Trust that your insight is going to give you your answers and your guidance. Trust it. I feel it's really interesting. I'm loving this energy, Michelle. I feel very peaceful with you. I feel that it's almost as though I'm here doing this, my arms up, just waiting for the answers, but not waiting impatiently, waiting patiently and going, trusting and knowing it's coming. And then I feel like you just know the answers, right? And this is ideal. This is what we want to happen. Our humanness is the part of us that goes, oh, I need this. I want this. I can't figure this out. I need to know it right now. Okay. And we don't. And I get such a strong impression, Michelle, that the pieces are just going to fall into place because you are leaning into the trusting part. You have a great deal of insight, and you've been very good about following your intuitive goals, your intuitive hits. You've been good at following that. The insight is another layer to me that feels very, what's the word I want to say? I'm going to say natural, I guess. Natural for you. It feels very natural. So just keep doing what you're doing and trust that it's coming. Your soul knows what you need and is going to take care of it. Oh, I love it. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. Okay, Tammy is saying, I have taken leaps and jumped ship in work and relationship, and creating a life for myself. Oh, crap, it just moved on me, Tammy. Okay, Tammy, I'm going to just have to jump because it just moved on me and I can't see the whole thing. I guess I read too slowly. So anyway, Tammy, that's good. Okay. I am being told that for you, just from what the little there, and I hope the rest of this will make sense to you, that for number one, we want to acknowledge that you have taken action steps to honor your truth. For you, you have always lived in integrity. You have always tried to do what was best. You always tried to do what was right. Not necessarily right based on other people's perspectives, even though I'm quite sure earlier in life, yes, you did. You were a bit of a... trying to do the right thing by other people's standards and expectations. But that was earlier. That's not now. Okay, you now, in this energy, because integrity is so strong in your soul, you really do want to live your best life. You really do want to be your true self. You really do want to do what's right. And even though it can be really hard to change our circumstances around us, you have valued yourself to the point of being willing to take that risk and do it. So I want to really acknowledge that. It's really important because this has moved you into the next thing that is most important for you, to embrace the concept of limitlessness, that you are limitless, that nothing is holding you back. So integrity and limitless are you. Okay, nothing is in your way. If you believe this, which I know you will and do to an extent, right? As you do this, what's going to happen is you are going to start to feel the freedom that comes from this, okay? The freedom to really, truly live life on your terms. And also that goes with this is expanding I'm going to call it soul energy, expanding that energy. We think as humans, we want to go this far, right? But actually we can go like way up there, right? We think, oh, this would be great if I just make it to here. So it's like we have this little invisible ceiling and we don't realize how amazing and how wonderful life can be, right? It can be so much more. So put all those things together for you and you get this freedom, this limitlessness that's coming. So take all of that and embrace that, because that is you, and that is going to help you as you continue to move forward, making further action steps to accelerate your path, basically. Okay, Tammy. Woo! Lori, it's my sister who is a narcissist. Ooh, I remember what I even said to you. That's amazing. Oh, having a narcissist is hard. No wonder she's so focused on herself and thinks you're telling her what to do and all of that. No wonder, no wonder. Yes. Remember a narcissist? They don't... it's almost impossible to get them to see another point of view. It really is. It's almost impossible. So you just keep hammering away at what you know to be true, and the caring part. And hopefully you have some other people to help counterbalance that. Okay. Now let's see. Rita, how do I get my motivation back? I've lost focus. First, I want to tell you, Rita, that with the energy of today, a lot of people are feeling like this. If you guys were all in a class with me right now, I go, okay, raise your hands if you're all feeling like you've lost your focus, you've lost your motivation, you're not sure where you're going, what you're doing. I bet you almost everybody would raise their hand. So I want you to know you're not alone with that. And so part of our way through this energy is to trust that we are going in the right direction, even if it feels like we're not. Okay, we just have to blindly trust, and blindly trust helps. So what we're going to do is, touching in with your soul, is to recognize that you are very sensitive and you are very empathic. Okay, so you pick up a lot of energies around you, and for you to get your motivation back is to really make a point of checking in with yourself of what feels right to you. What do you want to do next? And I'm not talking big step next. I'm talking about, do I want to go to the store now? Do I want to eat now? Do I want to vacuum now? I'm talking about little things, and just getting used to checking in with yourself, because you're going to start listening to your inner guidance more that way. Okay. Now, to further, I got to backtrack. So checking in is really important for us to get back into our energy, and it gets us out of focusing on the fact, and I'm going to put fact in quotes, that we've lost our motivation. Okay, we've lost our focus, because what happens as humans, we go, oh, I've lost my motivation. I can't talk. We've lost my focus. We've lost this. We've lost that. And we keep focusing on it, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So we want to stop that, right? So as soon as you think to yourself, I've lost my motivation, check in with yourself. What would make you feel most like you? What would make you happy? What would bring you joy? Go do those things. Okay, you're going to do little action steps like that. That's going to help you. The key here is every single time you hear yourself saying or feeling, I've lost my motivation, I've lost my focus, you pause right away. As soon as you notice, you pause, you take a nice deep breath. Okay, when you take a deep breath, you get back in your body, out of your head, and then you do my pause, breathe, choose method. The choose method is you choose what your thoughts are next. So for you, you're going to go, what would make me feel most like me? What would be fun? What do I really want to do? And then you go do it. It can be little things, okay? It's going to take courage, and it's going to take discipline, okay? Because it's not going to be like one time. You're going to have to keep repeating it. But here's the reward. When you do this, your power gets stronger. When your power gets stronger, your energy gets stronger and expands. And then all of these beautiful, wonderful things will come to you. Okay, things will come to you, and you'll start anticipating what's next for you. Okay, things will start happening. You'll think, I want to do this. And you'll start feeling that anticipation. That really helps. Okay, I will stop with that one. Okay, there's so many comments over here, you guys. I'm hoping I'm not missing too many. Well, I'm missing a lot. So here we are. That's the way it is. So I'm just going to keep it going. Okay. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. Kayla says, during my meditation, I keep being placed in a castle-like building with doors opening. However, I'm not sure what's behind the doors. Okay, now this is actually fun, Kayla. I love this kind of thing. Okay, for me, buildings represent my mind. Okay, so a castle, to me, and probably to you, a castle's pretty cool, right? It's big, it's grand, there's lots of space in there. Okay, castles are mysterious and fun, right? And I'm not looking at, haunted ones, that are, in scary movies and stuff. But you go in a castle. So if the feeling of castle for you is kind of like it is for me, which is exciting, okay, with doors opening, you're not sure what's behind the doors, right? So what's behind there? We don't know what's behind there. That's the cool part. What this dream and this meditation really is telling you is that you have lots of opportunities here. That's what it's telling you. So you can go in this one door and you can learn all these things and experience all this fun stuff, or you can go in another door and experience other fun things as well. So you don't have to actually worry about what's behind the doors. Okay, we want the doors, and the doors are opening. So this is awesome. This is bringing you opportunities. This is very exciting, actually, Kayla, very exciting. So don't worry about what's there. Instead, kind of do what I just told that last person. What's fun? What's exciting? I wonder what's coming. The energy of anticipation is wonderful, right? It's like, say you're having your birthday and you know somebody's going to give you a present and you like that person, so you know it's going to be a nice present, right? And you start to anticipate it and you get excited about it. That's the same feeling we want with those doors. Like, what's coming? What's next? So you want excited anticipation. So this also goes with your soul, because your soul actually likes to learn. Your soul likes learning different things. It doesn't mean learning's always been easy for you, but your soul likes learning, because learning means you're evolving and growing. So what you want to do is move forward with that sense of excited anticipation. I'm very excited for you. Actually, that really gets me excited. So you've got some really good stuff coming. That's what that dream is telling you. Meditation, dream, same thing in my mind. That's what it's telling you. I'm loving this. Ooh, have fun with that. Michelle says, I am really trying to listen, not take the pen. I do feel like things are beginning to fall into place. Yes, perfect. Okay. Jade, what color is my aura? How can I get more aligned with my chakras? That's a whole bunch of questions in there. Now, our aura colors, we have our I'm going to call them base colors, if you will, and then we have emotion colors. I'm just going to go with the base colors that pop in with me. And right now, Jade, what I'm feeling is yellow. Yellow to me usually means, well, always means actually, personal power. Okay, your personal power. That means your strength. And that feels to me that it is getting stronger and stronger. Okay, personal power is so important, especially during this chaotic energy that we have out there. Okay, it's very important. We have to know what our truth is and not listen to other people's truth unless it feels right to us. Okay, and it's interesting because we have to question, is this really true? And I'm talking about everything. Everything, our own beliefs, other people's beliefs, everything. We have to question, is it really true? And we have to be willing to change our minds. So this goes with personal power. And I will mention again for everybody, make sure you download my freebie up there, my free gift for you, the Empowered Path to Inner Peace, because everything in that free gift for you is about being empowered, being in your power, being strong. And this is part of our lesson now. To go with, you're welcome, Tammy, to go with, Jade, your auras and aligning your chakras, what I would suggest is you just pick one and the point of each one, and I'm going to say play with it. Okay, so if I'm talking about your personal power, which is your personal power chakra, your third chakra, maybe start there and go, okay, is what I'm doing helping me be in my power or not? Right? How can I strengthen my power? You can strengthen our power by doing things that take care of yourself, by protecting your energy, by figuring out how to handle jerky people who are around you, whatever it is. So you might emphasize that first and not worry so much about aligning all of your chakras, but just play with one chakra, if you will, at a time. So do personal power for a while until you think, okay, maybe I'm going to move into love now, right? Move into love. And once you move into love, that pretty much takes care of the rest of the chakras, actually, Jade, because if you're in your personal power and your heart chakra energy, everything else is just flowing. It's going to flow. And then when you're in your personal power, your intuition increases as well. Okay, so there's a lot here with that. So try that. Okay, let's see. Evelyn, what does your guide want me to know? This is lovely. So Evelyn, I get such a, you notice my energy just like calmed right down there. I get such a beautiful sense with you. This sense of you, how can I put this? I'm going to say gently coming into your own even stronger. I don't know what that means exactly. Okay, but it's that sense of you really being you in a very gentle but strong way at the same time. There is a sense as well, and this is going to be interesting, and actually I'm kind of surprised to hear this. He's also talking about adventure with you and creating more adventure. I feel such a strong sense of your soul wanting more adventure, more fun, doing you know what I want to call it? Collecting experiences. That's what I want to call it. So collecting experiences. Go do things you wouldn't normally do. Try lots of new things out. I feel such a sense of this strengthening of your power in a gentle, strong way, plus going on adventures. That doesn't mean you have to go, travel all over the world unless that's what you want to do. But really embracing the adventure of life. That's it exactly. That's exactly what he wants you to know. Perfect. Oh, that was fun, Evelyn. Okay, now just a reminder to everybody, if you're watching in and you tuned in a little bit late, you do need to be on my page, Colleen Vanderzyden, Medium and Empowerment Coach. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget to say it because I changed my page name. Make sure you're on my page, okay? And don't forget to download my freebie up there. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Beth Ann, how do I deal with someone who has been my friend for 55 years, took advantage of me by letting her stay with me for 3 months? She used me, or did I allow her to use me? You know me well, don't you, Beth Ann? Right? Here's the thing. Your soul, you are such a giving person. I mean, you are. It's just the way it is, right? You're a giving, kind, caring person. When you see somebody who has a need, you want to help. It's natural. It's you. Sometimes you overgive, okay? And I'm not blaming you for anything. Believe me, I overgive all the time. Okay, so for you, it can be really hard if somebody takes advantage of us. And yes, you are right. That means we let them take advantage of us. And as you know, you're welcome, Lori Lynn. The way around this is to strengthen our power, right? And recognize that, yes, she may have used you, but your heart, if you didn't help her, your heart wouldn't have been happy. You would have felt like you missed something, that your heart would have almost like hurt. I need to help her. Knowing that, okay? Also knowing that you have a tendency to give because you're a kind, caring person, okay? You have a tendency to give. Knowing that you might overgive will help you establish the boundaries and recognize that sometimes our boundary is, I can only help you for this long, okay? Because financially, maybe you can't, right? So knowing that will help you. So yes, and here's the thing. We never want to never want to think, let me try that again. We never want to think learning about ourselves means we're a bad person, we've done something wrong, okay? We haven't done anything wrong. We're simply learning, okay? We're just learning. So even if she did take advantage of you, your heart needed to do that, okay? And now you've learned something, and now you can move forward and let go of the idea that she did it on purpose to be mean to you or whatever. Okay, it is what it is, and there's no point in getting all wrapped up emotionally in it. So we can just let that go. We're just gonna let it go. Okay, and know that it's because you have such a kind, caring heart that something like this would happen. Okay, so remember now, direct it back to yourself as well. Okay, kind, caring heart means you have to protect your energy as well. Okay, let's see what else I have. Well, so many things, so many people. Okay, let's see. Sue, I'm still having a problem getting messages from my soul. Okay, number one, Sue. Let's change that messaging around to messages from my soul come to me regularly. Change it to something like that. I'm still having a problem getting messages from my soul. It says, universe, I'm having a problem getting messages from my soul. Keep giving me problems getting messages from my soul. We want to change that to, I am open. My soul is always giving me messages. I hear the messages of my soul. Okay. Sometimes when we want something, right? I want my soul to tell me. I want to know the answer. Our energy gets kind of grasping and desperate. And so it kind of pushes away what we want. Instead, we're going to move into trust. Trust is the ultimate answer. I trust that I'm hearing my soul's messages. And then we allow them to come when they come. The messages come whenever they come. Okay? It's really interesting. Sometimes when I'm doing a full-length soul reading with somebody, they want answers to questions, right? And lots of times my guide is like, no, they have to figure it out for themselves because that's part of their path. And people don't like hearing that answer, but sometimes that's what he says. So for you, it really is, the answer is making a strong commitment to trusting that the answers will come when they come. I waited for an answer for 4 years before it finally came. And I kept saying, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. Right? And eventually I got the answer. So I had to wait until the right timing. Okay, we have to wait on the right timing. You are welcome, Rita. Okay, now I'll stop there on that one. Kayla, I've started a pretty new, exciting journey that I'm very grateful for. Excellent. I am so happy to hear. No wonder you're getting that castle. See? Look, I remember that too. That's amazing. Thank you for the stars, Rita. Paula, what would my soul color be? Oh my gosh, I just got the most amazing colors mixed together, Paula. I love when that happens. Okay, what I'm seeing is sparkly blue, and you guys know me, I love the sparkles. I'm seeing sparkly blue, which goes with the throat chakra. Okay, sparkly blue, but it's also mixed with purple, which is the spiritual color, the crown chakra connection color in my mind. Okay, so we've got the sparkly blue, we've got the purple color, and then there's also this beautiful, gorgeous magenta mixed in with it. And that color to me is a deep love. Okay, and there's another word that goes with it. It's grace, deep love and grace within that. Beautiful colors. So you've got a nice mix of communication, throat chakra, spiritual together, and this other part of the deep love and caring and all of that stuff that goes in with it. It's beautiful, deep love and grace. If I were you, I would meditate on that color and just see what you see, because you'll see it in your way as well. But that maybe give you a good place to start. And I would, with meditating on that, what I would do is I would kind of envision it in my head and just see what happens without thinking about it, like going, oh, I wonder, you don't need to do that. Just meditate on it and then see how your body feels and then see where your mind goes and see if you get some messages that way, because those are some pretty awesome colors if you ask me. Yeah. Okay, Randy, I saw your comment before it scrolled away. It was something about what will be fun is challenging because of work or something. But here's everybody. Okay, everybody who is feeling overworked, overwhelmed, etc. If we don't make time and take a break from work, if we keep powering through, if we keep working, if we don't make ourselves take 10, 15, 30 minutes to have a break and go do something fun, go do something relaxing, go take a walk, well, get on a treadmill these days because the snow has arrived, whatever, right? If we don't do that, our work is less efficient and we have to work harder and longer. So if we take a break and go do something fun, when you come back to work, you will be able to get more done faster. It's amazing. It is true, and it's faster because now you're back in your flow. When we're forcing and pushing and working too hard, right? Even if we have to do that work, right? We're forcing and pushing and we're making ourselves do it. We're draining our energy. So if we take that break, we replenish our energy, we're back in that flow, and then when we get back to work, we get more done. I know it goes against everything we were taught. That's an example of the programming and conditioning. To power through, do your work first, then go have fun. We need to do it the other way. Work a little, go have fun, work some more. Whatever way. We need to do that. Okay, that's very important. Lori, I struggle with being my true self, worry too much about what others will think or say. How do I move past that? Well, number one, Lori, we are going to have a Courageously You reunion where we're all just going to get together and chat, see what things are going on, maybe do a little coaching. That's coming up in December. I'll be sending you an email on that. And also, you might want to sign up for the next level coaching with the advanced people there. Okay, so how do we move past that? You know the answer, Lori. It's being strong in your sense of self. Whenever we worry what other people say or think, and we all do, and not everybody, I'm sure somebody doesn't, but lots of people do. How about that? Okay, so we have to do our best to recognize who we really are and live by our truth. That's what we need to do. Okay. Lots of us worry about what other people think. The energy of today, again, is strengthening our own perception of ourselves. That's what we need to be doing. Okay, now, even though it's a bit chaotic out there, there's a lot of light energy out there, a lot of great energy out there helping us release those things we no longer need. So we don't need to be holding on to other people's opinions, especially if they're impacting us negatively, of course, right? So we don't have to hold on to that. So it's a habit. So every time we recognize that, we've got to come back to ourselves and ask ourselves, what feels right to me? Not necessarily about their comments, because sometimes it's hard to detach right away, but we can do that. But we're going to get there. Okay. So what we want to do is what I told somebody earlier about checking in with yourself. We want to strengthen your power by checking in. Go do those fun things. Go, if you notice there's always a root cause of a belief when we take somebody else's opinions and let them negatively impact us. There's what's going on inside of us is we don't feel good enough. As you know, you've heard me say that before. We don't feel good enough. Okay, so we need to do our best. Okay, we need to do our best to strengthen our self-perception. Every morning we go in the bathroom, we say, hey, Lori, I love you. You're amazing. You've got this. Today's going to be amazing. Next day, hey, Lori, I love you. I'm trusting that I know what my truth is, and I'm the only one who knows what my truth is. My opinion is the only one that matters. Next day, hey, Lori, I love you. You're doing such a great job listening to yourself. Really, I know it sounds silly, but it works because you're setting your tone for the day and you're deciding what you want to experience. So those are some things that can help, and we can talk about that more on the Courageously You reunion. It will be December 11th, by the way. Okay, Ray wants to know how he can best move forward with his health challenges. Well, number one, Ray needs to make sure he's focusing on what is right and not on what is wrong. So, Ray, make sure you're looking for those moments of gratitude. Your soul is one that really longs to be there for people, to help people. And sometimes you may have helped other people over yourself. Like not prioritizing yourself. And again, like I mentioned earlier, it's not in that jerky way, egotistical way where you're selfish. It's not that at all. It's making sure whatever you're doing is replenishing your energy, making you feel good about yourself. Okay, that is the best way to do that moving forward. Just recognizing what you need in your heart. Okay, what you need and going for it. I know you have a great deal of faith, and within that faith is also the trust that you are going to be guided. So guided is such a great a way to handle, especially the uncertainty of health challenges, to know that you're always being guided, you're always being supported, whether by God, angels, guides, all of those things. Okay, so those I just went through really fast, and I don't even remember what I said, so I know I was channeling. Put that together. Okay, Ray? Okay, Kylie, I see somebody said, great question, Kylie, but I didn't see the Kylie. Okay, oh wait, here it is. What does the soul have to say about self-sabotage? Ooh, deep one. Interesting. You know what self-sabotage is, you guys? It's fear, right? It's fear. It's like I was talking about the inner critic earlier, that inner critic who is trying to keep us safe and small, which means we don't take risks. We don't live as our true self because we're afraid of criticism or judgments. Okay. Now, everybody, because I know all of us, I'm sure, have experienced times where we've self-sabotaged, our inner critic got the best of us. The part of the reason I have my Courageously You coaching program, course and coaching program, is to give people actual practical strategies so that we can rebuild our connection to our true self and strengthen these parts of ourselves, getting rid of the fear, getting rid of that inner critic, and we're going to replace it with the inner rebel, okay? We're going to get rid of that inner critic because the inner critic is the one that does the self-sabotage, okay? In a group format, like I have for my program, we have magic happens, you guys. It is magical. My guide is talking, our energies all merge, and people literally have miracles. It is craziness. I had no idea that was going to happen when I started this program years ago. So we want to, live as our souls, which means we have to do something about rebuilding our self-perspective. Just exactly what I talked about earlier in the show. We have to rebuild that self-perspective and be willing to look at ourselves differently and go, you know what? My inner critic is a jerk and a liar, and I don't have to listen to it. I am instead going to listen to that other part of me, that inner rebel that is strong and knows my truth and is going to break the rules. And I will explain more about the inner rebel in my coaching program in January, and also in another opportunity I'll have in the new year. So we are going to strengthen that part. That's the part that's strong, okay? And when we do this, step by step, we have a process, a clear roadmap to get you from where you are now, feeling stuck, lost, not like yourself, wondering if life will ever get better, being stuck in that fear, the fear you're not good enough, the fear that people are going to judge you. We're going to get rid of that crap. We're going to get rid of it, okay? And if we don't get rid of it totally, we're going to knock it down an awful lot, especially if you do the work and are willing to do that, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We got to get rid of that self-sabotage. Our soul understands that so much of what we are experiencing here, including the inner critic and self-sabotage, is necessary for us to get our attention. So we decide, no, not doing this anymore. I'm going to be my soul, and that's the way it is. Okay? Then, once we even make that little teeny decision to do that, the universe helps us, and then things start happening, right? Because everything on our journey, on our path, is leading us to our soul for those people who want to get there. It's not everybody. Some people don't want to live as their soul. Some people are not willing to make changes. Some people would rather stay stuck complaining than do something about it. Some people would rather blame other people for their lives rather than take responsibility for their own lives and how they're perceiving the world. Everybody has choices. So this is not for everybody. If you want to live as your soul, join me. If you don't, don't. It's cool. Whatever. We have free will. We get to do whatever we want. So recognize that whatever is happening in life is there for a reason, to lead you to your soul. Isn't that amazing? I think that's amazing. Ah, yes. Well, oh my goodness, people, it is 9:00. What do you think? Should I do this again next week? I think I should, because you guys have so many questions, so many good questions. And I didn't even see everybody. I know so much went by me. It says I have 173 comments. No wonder I missed some. Okay. So we are going to, okay. So Randy, if you heard me talking to Lori about the Courageously You reunion, we are having that on December 11th. For everybody who's gone through the Courageously You program, we're going to get together, chat, come up with some strategies for people, a little mini coaching for people who need it. So yes, oh my gosh, there's so many things. So we're going to do that anyway. There is so much to talk about. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this again next week because I've run out of time. So check out my Courageously You course and coaching program. Absolutely. On my website, ColleenVanderzyden.com. You'll see it right at the top, like listed right there. It's under events as well if you need to find it that way. It really can help. It's miraculous. And I don't say that like to sell it to you. I say it if you want a miracle, this works. It's amazing because my guide takes care of everything. And Greg is also posting the link in my in the comments right now. You can find it there. Also get the free download. At the very least, you can use some of those strategies to help strengthen your power. They're very effective. I never share anything I have not tried myself. Or never share anything. Well, I have tried myself, but also my clients. I've done these things for years. Hundreds and hundreds of clients have gotten from stuck to unstuck. And sometimes we have another layer and we have to go back and we get to the next layer because we are evolving. Even me, okay? And that sounds funny. I made that sound really like I'm superior. I'm not, okay? I've been on this path for 25 years. And every day I'm still learning something new about myself. Every day I'm learning different ways that I can strengthen my power and get back in my truth, because sometimes I will wander away in my head and get stuck, worried about something that really I need to just trust the process, right? So it's ongoing. But here's the thing. Every time we evolve and take another little action step, we evolve more and more and more, and we get closer and closer to living truly as our soul as much as possible. That is my life goal. I want to live as my soul 100% of the time. I don't know if I'm going to make it before I die at 150 years old, but maybe I will. In the meantime, I'm just going for it, right? Take the risk. Do what you got to do. Live your life. Don't listen to stupid people. How about that? There's a great way to end the show. So I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been so much fun. And I'm sorry if I missed your comments. There were so many of them. But let's do it again next week, and then we can keep going. And if I didn't answer your comment in question this week, I'll do it next week, okay? So we will get to you. Don't worry. I hate to leave people out. So I'll do my best on that. So thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you get the download. Check out my coaching program. Buy my book if you want a shortcut. This is only, I don't know, $17 or $18. I don't even know what it is. So something like that. Amazon has it. Okay. You guys have the greatest week ever. And I will see you next week. Bye.